Yeah, I mean, to me, the thing that drew me in was I saw that Reputation PowerPoint, and I hadn't, I loved Taylor like through 1989. I hadn't really given Reputation a listen that much. And so I listened to it more deeply for the first time, like alongside the PowerPoint. And by the end, by when you get to New Year's Day, I was crying because I was like, this is the saddest album I've ever heard. And it really, what drew me in was I found a depth. It was kind of the puzzle piece thing that I was talking about when Ella was talking about like queerness was just like I had always really loved Taylor and I loved her storytelling, but it was the puzzle piece that for me clicked into her literary genius because once I started looking at her work through the queer lens, I was like, oh, she's operating on a level that people really are not even
In
tuning
like,
into.
Where are the quiet gays? Where are the quiet gays supposed to go?
I just said, I'm sorry that this might extend our call by another hour, but Lauren, are you a gaylor?
Absolutely, 100%.
Hello.
You can't release Evermore on Emily Dickinson's birthday and then also release a single called Me out now on Lesbian Visibility Day. Have
Did I say that
bust,
yesterday?
have Sappho bust on your TTP Tortured Poets Department thing at the
Installation at the
Grove.
Grove. Yeah,
And
sure.
also all the lyrics. Ivy's so gay. Like
It's nice to have a friend. I bet it is.
Yeah, and even Tim McGraw, it says Tim McGraw off debut is saying, I hope when you think of that little black dress next to my faded blue jeans. Come on, grammatically, she's in the blue jeans and she's thinking about the little black dress on someone.
I mean, I think there's only one more thing to say, which is your best friend's sister kissed a guy at the club, met a guy at the club, and he kissed her. It was that guy you, the person I love, hooked up with ages ago, some wannabe Z-lister. She's either talking to a queer man, which shout out, or she's speaking to her lover who's a woman. So
right. And let's not talk about Betty and the garden gate and the picture of her literally sneaking into the garden gate. Let's also talk about Paris, which was Karlie Kloss's themed bedroom in her house. Yeah. And she's like, I can't listen because we're in Paris because they're fucking.
Right.
Okay.
Except we weren't really in Paris because we were in Karlie Kloss's bedroom in the West Village.
Oh, right. And there's so much more. Here's the thing. People either like Taylor Swift must think her audience is stupid or doesn't know how to understand grammar.
I think we're smart. I think she thinks that I'm one of the gaylors that thinks she's speaking to me through the media.
I mean, she's leaving hints. She loves to like leave hints everywhere,
Absolutely.
Right? And I think that's her way of like the people who really know her, and I think that's what she's doing.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Lavender Haze is the gayest title of a song. And she literally has a trans man as the lead in that one. And I can't. I just feel bad that people like don't see it. But also I'm always like, did you know? Have you guys read Evelyn Hugo?
She's reading it. I actually haven't read it, but I know about it.
Okay. Do you know how many lyrics from all of Taylor Swift's songs are in the book? And also Taylor Jenkins Reid responded to a tweet being like, is this like ghost written by Taylor Swift? And she was like, I'll just leave that there. Like, and then in one of her songs in TTPD, she talks about in 50 years, will this all be declassified? Also, okay, one more thing. I'm so sorry. The smallest man who ever lived. Is that the one that I'm thinking of? But fuck. Shoot, I've been off of my TTPD for a little bit and I need to go back to it. But when she's like, what if everything wasn't about me? If you listen to that song and you're thinking about me as her title track of Lover, what if it wasn't about me? They didn't do it to hurt me, but what if they did? And you think about the reaction to that song and how she was like, I want it to be everything that makes me, cats, rainbows, gay pride, all of it. And then the people's reaction and how much that probably hurt her because everyone hated it. And then
Totally.
if you listen to that song through that lens of me not being her, but me being the single, mind blown.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's I most every day over coffee, I tell Ella new facts about Gaylor, and she very kindly listens and remains engaged.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
Haley
mean,
for me. Haley's just sitting.
I love drama. So like I'm here for it and I want to know the deets.
Yeah.
She sent me on like our Reddit spiral the other day.
I did. It
Have you
wasn't
seen
super
the like
productive. There
master
are
doc?
certain
The like
what?
Marley Kloss, Taylor Swift like master doc where it like chronicles everything.
We're far past. Well, I mean, yeah, that is
I mean, I'm
that
past that. I know all of it. But
Reputation was about Carly Kloss. PowerPoint was what pulled me in like 2017. Um, no, I was sending her on another like really obscure goose chase that I honestly like sometimes I'm like I've been so deep in this lore for so long that I don't actually remember what it was about originally. So
yeah.
it was about Brie Larson. And if you go on Reddit, you'll find a bunch of posts, but it actually was impossible to find the original thing, so it got very
I mean,
convoluted.
what I ended up finding out was that it seems like Carly dated Brie after Taylor.
Probably. They look
That's
exactly the same.
and Brie like
But can
posting
we talk
things.
about Zoe Kravitz and Diana
Who
Agron?
she quarantined with during COVID when she was living with Joe Alwyn?
Yeah, but do you also know that Zoe Kravitz has a band and wrote a song called Not Diana and
Oh
talks about
yeah.
how she's not Diana and like stop treating her like you're at her ex, which is literally Diana Agron. And then she went to Zoe Kravitz and Zoe Kravitz wrote a song called I'm Not Diana. Like, come on. Like,
Oh my God.
and
So
Zoe Kravitz and Channing Tatum, hilarious. That is not a thing. So
I
No.
mean, he could also be a lesbian.
Yeah.
he does
You
give
know,
off lesbian
Seen him?
vibes.
Have you seen him in what is that movie?
Magic Night.
Haley.
I have something to say.
Yes, Haley.
I worked with him and he talked about her incessantly. So I do believe that was real.
That's cute, Haley.
That is cute.
I was on
Love
set with
that
her.
for you.
She's the tiniest person I've ever seen in my life. So small.
By the way, Lauren's brain is a loaded spring ready for anybody to ask her about Gaylor or the planets, and you stepped right in it.
You really did.
You
really
set it off
stepped
and
right
went
into that one. And I thank you for it. On our last podcast, I talked about Peter and how I interpret that song. And I think it's so beautiful of like interpreting it through a younger self talking or an older self talking to the younger self talking to the older self about the missed opportunity to come out.
Yeah.
Isn't
Like
that
you
what
said
the
you were going to
rainbow
grow
dress
up
is?
and what, Ella?
Rainbow dress?
Yeah.
Like,
Todd
The
called-
the rainbow dress that never was because of the
Yeah.
reaction to me. Yeah. But literally, Peter, you said you were going to grow up and you were going to come find me.
Oh, I know. It makes me cry.
It makes me cry every time. I can't interpret it any other way. Of like all these broken promises and just, oh, it kills me.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the thing that drew me in was I saw that Reputation PowerPoint, and I loved Taylor like through 1989. I hadn't really given Reputation a listen that much. And so I listened to it more deeply for the first time, like alongside the PowerPoint. And by the end, by when you get to New Year's Day, I was crying because I was like, this is the saddest album I've ever heard. And what drew me in was I found a depth. It was kind of the puzzle piece thing that I was talking about when Ella was talking about like queerness was just like I had always really loved Taylor and I loved her storytelling, but it was the puzzle piece that for me clicked into her literary genius because once I started looking at her work through the queer lens, I was like, oh, she's operating on a level that people really are not even tuning into. And then when you do, you're like,
it blows your mind. And that woman knows her queer history. There are literally in history 3 depictions of Sappho, and she has dressed up as every single one. Like, and if you're talking about a tortured poet, every like lesbian author who's like committed suicide, like Emily, I mean, I don't know if I can't remember if Emily Dickinson committed suicide, but Virginia Woolf, who she references a lot, like all of them, it's like, if you don't see it, like that's fine. And I love that for you. And I like that you can interpret it's art. You can interpret it any way you want. But on this whole other level of like literary analysis, like I'm always like her lyrics and her songs are literal poetry in this day and age. And if you know how to interpret poetry, there's no, I mean, honestly, a mic drop should have been Dress. And like I was at the August 7th performance of Dress and Exile. Holy
Oh
shit,
my
that was insane.
I was August 5th, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe 6th. I was there the night before Carly showed up. So maybe that was the 6th.
No, because I was there on the 7th and Carly was not there. I think Carly was there on the 5th, wasn't she?
She came to the last night.
Really? What? When did Carly go to Eras? August 9th. Okay, yeah. So wait, so were these there on the 7th? Both on the 7th?
I think so.
What were your surprise songs?
Oh wait, no. So, no. I didn't have the same. I didn't have the surprise songs you just said. I must have been there. Maybe I was okay. Then I was there on the 8th, I guess.
Okay.
I was
Okay, the day before. Okay, I was there on the 7th. And that was crazy how she kept looking at her the entire time, especially during folklore.
Oh, we got King of My Heart off Reputation, and then I Know Places.
Oh shit. King of My Heart is about Carly Kloss.
Yeah.
And Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. Taylor's the Heartbreak Prince. Carly is Miss Americana. It's very, I just don't get it. I don't see.
Well, it's all there.
It's all right there.
I didn't see it.
Blaring in our face.
Yeah. But you know what? In 50 years, it'll all be declassified. And as a Capricorn with 7 Saturn placements in my 10 placement chart, I play the long game. I play the karmic long game. And I will be sitting here as an 80-year-old waiting for everyone to come tell me I was right.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to do that.
Oh my God, Murray. My
Can you hear
goodness.
that?
Yeah, do you
Okay.
hear him?
You know, that only added an extra 20 minutes. So that's fine. Haley, thank you for coming along and not hopping off the call.
Sorry, Haley.
We walked right into that. Or I guess I walked right into that.
I'm an agent of chaos. I also am. I'm like the Mean Girls quote when she's just like, "I was just looking for any opportunity for someone to bring up Regina." So that I can talk.
Oh my
And if
God!
that opportunity doesn't arise, I will create it.
I have to refrain. I have like these two really good straight friends who are just obsessed with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who like make fun of me for my Gaylor thing. So I don't even talk to them about it anymore. Thank you for bringing up Gaylor, one of my hyperfixations through all of the pandemic and into this day and age, because it is my escape from reality. Okay, well, don't stir the pot anymore because I have to go.
I have no further questions.
I love that last question. Thank you. Okay, everyone. And thank you for coming to our, what is it, an appendix? What's it called in a book?
Bonus episode.
Yeah.
Yes, our little bonus
yes.
episode. We should save this little chunk for like a time where we need a filler episode and be like, remember that one time Rena asked Lauren about Gaylor?
I mean, I think
That's good stuff.
that seems, give the people what they want. Maybe do a few Gaylor podcasts. I don't know.
I would love to. I talk about it on almost every podcast because inevitably something makes me think of it. And Haley's just like, okay, Lauren.
We'd have to either invite somebody or that knows about it, or we'd have to structure it in a way where she's just telling me somebody who knows nothing.
Hairpin drop? A
What?
hairpin drop. Come on. Rena knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
There was an article after Stonewall. There was an article after Stonewall called "The Hairpin Drop Heard Around the World," and it was this huge, massive article. And Taylor Swift, in Right Where You Left Me, is like, you could hear a hairpin drop, and it doesn't make sense in the context of the song. You would just say, because the phrase is you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
Not you could hear a hairpin drop. Anyway, she knows
a hairpin drop is like a queer flag. Like it's a hint you're dropping that you're queer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she always wears a pinky ring, so that's also interesting. And
Haley,
the Victoria's Secret ring. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually This is actually the reason I have this necklace.
Shut up. Oh my God.
Do you know about it?
No, I can't see it.
Oh, okay. Wait, can you see? You might not be able to see it. Whatever. It's this little like Cartier necklace. It was a gift to myself when I turned 30. And but I only really knew about this necklace because Taylor got it for Carly when they, were best friends. Except it's like a necklace that is supposed to be given to like a lover. And also she performed, I think, on Rep Tour in front of like a giant version of this as her backdrop.
When she sang Dress and it had security move Carly Kloss right in front of her where she like molested the
Did
mic
you, like,
stand.
point at her? Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, fair. But you know what? She's super straight, guys. She's super straight. She's in love with Travis Kelce. Love that for her. And I'm telling you, going back to the smallest man who ever lived, if rusting my sparkling summer was the goal. And it's about me and the reception of me and how, and then like the masters get stolen. And my last closing piece of evidence, which I think is like really, really good, is Jack Antonoff's interview where he literally let it slip that she's gay. And no one got it.
Working with gay women like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, I love working with Taylor Swift because I just love working with women and particularly gay women." And then the guy literally says, "Is Taylor Swift gay?" And he's like,
and then he like backtracks and he's like, "Oh no, I just mean like Tegan and Sarah." And he says like really like generic, like like the most obvious. Yeah, it's crazy.
But whatever. Eventually, I hope she does it. And what is that the country artist that wrote that beautiful op-ed and then got crucified.
And she did a song with Taylor. I forget her name.
I do too. And it's not going to come to me.
I just jumped in with Kelsey. I didn't even know what you were going to say.
Haley, are you convinced?
I mean, I never said that I didn't believe it. I just have not had the energy nor the time to be like, digging into this and keeping up. So when you talk about it, I just don't know what you're talking about.
You and Ella can sit back because Lauren and I have you guys covered.
You do.
Yeah, we got it. Maybe we'll do a Gaylor episode with you guys. We'll do an education.
Yeah, I love that.
Please.
Perfect.
I've been waiting my whole life for someone to say that sentence to me.
Oh my God. You know what? We'll just do you and me. These two will be like, we don't want to be a part of it.
Actually a whole season because we spoke for 13 hours and we just had to divide it up into episodes.
We'll go track by track. Each track will be an episode. Rena, we're going to start another, Haley, I'm going to have to start another podcast. This will be my main focus, but we might have to start, this might be a new venture.
Wait, okay. I know this is absolutely unhinged, but just a podcast where we go through her entire discography and identify gay about every single song she's ever written.
Yes, and how Red in 1989 about getting over Diana Agron, and we can talk about all of it. 1989, Harry Styles, LOL. We never go out. It's so hilarious. Okay, I'm in. DM me. Get back on that.
Sorry, everyone. I went on the Lesbian Book Club podcast and divorced my creative partner.
Yeah, we're both divorcing our creative partners. To be like, I want to talk about Taylor Swift.
No, you've always been on board.
It'll never happen, Haley. Don't worry.
It's okay. Ella and I will make something new.
Yeah.
Right, Ella?
I mean, we need this drama. We need this.
Yeah.
I love hearing about it, honestly.
Okay, perfect. You guys, we'll just be talking to you two, and it'll just be us going back and forth, and then we'll just catch your guys' reactions and like screen grabs of being like,
the whole Instagram page will be Ella and I.
I don't think I'm going to be shocked by what I hear, but I think I'll be like, yes, that makes sense. I'm just like I've not been a huge Taylor Swift fan, so I don't know the discography so deeply, but
I'm showing it to her.
I'm big in support of a gay pop girly, even if she's not blatantly out to the world.
She's out to me, and that's
she's out to me too. Also, you know that Chapel Roan is going to be performing at the Grammys.
Yeah.
So I can't. And I saw a tweet that was like Tree Payne's already coordinating Taylor Swift's bathroom break.
Yeah, don't hand me
love-
during Good Luck, Babe.
I would
please.
love to see Taylor's reaction to Good Luck, Babe. Are you kidding me? Do you think she watches like the queer artists like Chapel Roan and girl? Like, okay, we didn't even talk about the Girl in Red shit, but okay, because she listens.
Well, she definitely does. She definitely does because almost every opener on the Eras tour, like 90% of them were queer women and queer bands. So
I know.
she knows. She's so, and those pictures from the Grammys where she was with like Fletcher and like Haley Kiyoko, like I'm sorry, I don't know straight women that have that many lesbians in their life, like for a
Fletcher
decade.
kind of like insinuated that sipped her like a, what was it? She said one of her lyrics is like sipped her like a tequila soda. It wasn't a tequila soda, but like sipped her like a drink was about hooking up with Taylor Swift.
See, I love lesbians because they are so dramatic.
They're really dramatic.
My lesbian book club in Florida was just like, mwah, like
They
Sipped her
are.
like an old fashioned. Sipped her like an old fashioned was the lyric.
Oh, Taylor's favorite drink, you mean?
Exactly. But whatever. Literary analysis. The kids can't read, so they're never gonna know.
how are they going to be gay if they
Well,
can't read Taylor
now
Swift
that we
lyrics?
have a podcast, everything will be okay.
You'll save them.
We'll save
We'll let
with
them
our-
know. All they gotta do is put in their earbuds.
Yeah. And the smoke show propaganda arm can help with
Yes.
getting it in.
If they can do propaganda, so can we.
That's what
Um,
that's our
That's
motto.
the commune.
Yes, we'll be like live from the commune, the Gaylor podcast, where we go through every single
Oh,
song.
we're gonna have it's like also a movie studio, so we're gonna have lots of studios
And a dog
available.
rescue.
Yeah.
Can we have a rodent rescue for Haley?
Yeah, that's actually very important.
It's an animal rescue. It's like everything. What kind of rodents are we rescuing? Do you like wombats?
All of the above, plus things that have the vibes of rodents but are not a rodent.
You like
Haley's
more-
PowerPoint at my birthday was ranking rodents and animals that should be considered rodents.
Haley, do you like possums?
Love them. I actually have a possum named One-Eyed Andy, but he hasn't come around in like a year, and I'm really concerned about him. But there's just so many that are very important to me. I stayed up, I worked 16 hours yesterday, and then I stayed up far too late watching videos of squirrels and their feet. And then I was like, oh my God, I have to record a podcast tomorrow. I need to go to sleep. But yeah, so anyway, that's what I will be doing with my time on the commune.
Perfect.
Okay,
We need you
well,
there, Haley.
We need someone to shepherd the possums and the wombats.
Yes.
So
Yes,
we
all
can- and
important work.
Coatis, maybe capybaras.
Capybaras, that was in our book, but
Yeah,
they don't seem to really be very endangered.
but we're gonna save them anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
We're gonna find one that needs our help.
Yeah.
We're never
We
going to
want
get off this
that.
call, and I love it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We're stuck in an endless loop.
Yeah, and we are in outer space.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do laundry.
Wait, I need to.
This is our day usually. We just like can't get off with each other, and then before you know it,
We
like
go to bed.
6 p.m.
We're yappers.
Yep. I'm a yapper. I said ever since I was a little girl, I knew I just wanted to yap about everything. So. You did your little hat thing, so I wanted to do mine.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, ladies. I had to take a shower because my armpits have been sweating and I smell. So I
Oh
gotta.
my gosh, me too.
I'm such a sweater. I swear I cannot help it.
Yeah, when I was really little, I remember I was like backstage at a pageant because I did those, and I was talking to another little girl, and she's like, "I hiccup when I get nervous. What happens to you?" And I was like, my armpits sweat all over my pretty little dress. Thanks for having
That's
cute little hiccup. I remember like the day my armpits started sweating in like second grade, and I was just like, what the fuck Never got boobs or anything, but like, okay, I guess I just started sweating like a fucking animal.
You know what? Ella, you and me will just be sweaty together, okay? It's fine. No judgment. We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah, we can't help it.
No. Okay, I have to get in the shower. I have to go to happy
Hi.
hour in a little bit.
Oh, wait. We're leaving.
We're done.
out.
We are going. We have to be productive. And by productive, I mean drinking some mimosas later.
Oh,
Okay. I love
thanks
you
for
guys.
coming, you guys.
We'll game plan that podcast, Rena.
Okay, bye.
Bye.